After gathering different kind of information, passive and active information, now let's start to gain access to the system. So the first attack that we're going to explain will be the password attack. This section will be focusing on different type of password attack. And I will try with a demonstration, and then I'm going to explain how to enhance your tool and your capability to be able to compromise the password. So let's take a small scenario first with a small tool, and let's see how it works. Before starting, I just want to let you know that we're going to cover the online password attack and the offline password attack. And online is actually the hard one, but we'll be covering both of them. So let's take a small online password attack scenario. So I have a client machine, so server, and I need to scan the server as we explained on the previous lecture. So I'm going to type nmap minus small s capital S, and I'm going to put the IP just to check the services and the port running on this machine. So the IP of the server is 255. I miswrote nmap, so here you go, nmap, and it scanned and it showed me different services, and I'm going to start checking the different service that I can utilize. So we'll notice, for instance, here 3389. 3389, it's actually a port for remote desktop, Microsoft remote desktop services. And according to that this computer, and not most, but many server will allow this remote desktop protocol to be able to access the server remotely and solve the problem and manage the server. And actually this is very common. So that means that the 192.168.163.250 has a specific service that allow for remote connection, which is the Microsoft remote desktop protocol. So let's try to connect it. So I'm going to type R desktop. You can connect to remote desktop from Linux, not just from Windows. So R desktop minus U, and let's put administrator. Now my minus U stand for username, and let's put the IP, which is 192.168.163.250. And if you remember from the previous section, we explained that it will be very useful if you are able to get a valid username. So, and we saw some tools for doing this enumeration and get some username. So as you can see, I was able to connect, except I don't know the password. I'm getting the username, but I don't know the password. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to try to crack the password and to see if it's easy to crack online or not. Before starting cracking, and I'm going to use a very good tool, it's called Ncrack. I just need to create a word list. So I already created a word list, a small one, by the name of test.txt, and I wrote some password. Now we're gonna have a big discussion about creating a proper word list or download from the internet some effective word list. You know, I mean, this is a very simple one, it's just a proof of concept, but it's very important to get the right word list, and we're gonna have a couple of lectures about it. We are just now proving the concept. So the word list file is called test.txt. Then what we're going to do, we're going to use this command, which is the ncrack. Now, Ncrack, it's a very powerful tool that allows you to crack online passwords for different services. So in my case, the service that I'm using is remote desktop. So we're gonna type Ncrack -v, which means verbose. I mean, it will show you what the program is doing. -f, -- user, and you have to put a valid username. Now, what if you don't have a valid username? You can create a file that have the different common user, administrator, admin, root, backup, and so on. And then let me remove this pass so it will be more clear for you. Here you go. -P and the word list that have different password that you want to test on this remote desktop. So you should have a username or a list of user, and you should have a text file, a file that include different password, the word list. And then you put the protocol RDP and you put the IP, then CL equal mean one time or a try per time. So this is the right syntax for using Ncrack. Let's see what we'll be getting. It may take time, depend on the word list size. So, you know, one of the word lists that I'm gonna recommend, it's a very, very popular one, got around 14 million word list. And if you try that for different users, so it will take time, but eventually it will get you the password. So as you can see, he checked and he told me that for RDP, we have administrator and we have password as a password. So let's see if this really gonna work or not. So I can do it from here. Let me clear the screen. And let's use our desktop. And it open. Let me try this password. Which is the complex password. And as you can see, it went through. So it's a very effective way, except the trick here, it's to get a proper word list. I mean, effectively, you need to have a word list that include different combinations of words. And this is not hard to prepare. But if you got like small or a small list with like 10 or 12 passwords, maybe this will not work in real scenarios. So we're gonna see how to create a proper word list. Now let's get back to the commands that we just created. And let's see what we can change. I mean, we did try on Windows Server 2003. Can that work on 2008? Yes, it can work. Can I use the same tool to crack an HTTP password? Yes, but you need to change here instead of RDP to be HTTP. So Ncrack is one of the common tools. It's mainly or mostly used for remote desktop. It's very, very effective when it comes to remote desktop. So I want you to set up a machine and try this tool, and then let's take another example.